Before we kick off, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. So the good news is I found some headers in Shepparton and it looks like they will fit much nicer. They'll still need some massaging, but they should be heaps better. The bad news, however, is the T56 that I picked up does not have a slip yoke at the back. It's got a bolt-in tri-bolt flange, so I've left it with my tail shaft man. And if we weren't going to go over budget, I think we definitely will now. But here's the plans for today.
So what are we doing today, Matt?
More fun stuff on the new drift build. Planning on taking the motor back out. We need to install the clutch, make up some shims for the slave in the gearbox.
Yep, spigot bearing needs to go in first.
Yep, let's not forget the spigot bearing. We need to remove the rubber bushes from the engine mounts and machine up some solid bushes so that we've got no movement. And then
some transmission brace thing.
Yep, transmission brace needs to get modified to suit. We need to reinforce the subframe that we chopped out.
I did that last episode though, Matt. Right?
Yes. And then some modifications of the headers to clear steering rack and subframe.
Okay.
So a bit on, but we'll get there.
So we're welding, potentially lathing and hammering.
Correct. And a little bit of cutting. Always a little bit of cutting.
No more cutting, Matt. No more cutting.
There's always some cutting.
No, I don't want to do any more cutting.
But we'll see. The joys of race car building is you go in with a plan, and then you throw everything out the window, and then you start from scratch. So
that has been the theme of the last few videos. Yeah.
Definitely has. A lot of learning lessons here. But we'll check back in at the end of the day and we'll see what we've accomplished.
Sounds good, man.
Awesome.
Alright, so as you saw, the plan was to divide and conquer. I was going to do the quick job of fixing the subframe and welding it like I said I did last time, and Matt was going to hit the back of the engine. But at this point, I need to introduce Tony, the owner of HQ and a proper fabricator. What I thought would be a quick weld-in job turned out to be pretty much most of the day. I ended up cutting a bit more out, which meant the piece that I had and would flip over to weld back in didn't fit. So I ended up having to fill in a lot of holes with the welder, which takes a fair bit of time and it looks messy. So I was grinding back and then filling in any blowholes and then grinding back and trying to make it look nice. Once I'd got the piece welded in, Tony had a look at it and he advised that we should weld in some plate on the sides due to the rotational force of the engine. If we don't make that all solid, there's a chance that the subframe could twist. 5 or so hours later, I was done and the subframe was welded up and sprayed black just so that it doesn't rust while we're working on it. Meanwhile, Matt absolutely smashed it out of the park. He got the spigot bush in, not a bearing, it was a bush. He got the clutch on and aligned correctly. He checked the fingers to make sure that there was good pressure and engagement. We also had to hole saw at the bottom of the bell housing so we could check the slave cylinder and the engagement with the fingers to make sure that we're not going to push the slave cylinder out. Matt did all of that before lunchtime. So he started making progress on the 5-stud conversion of the rear and checking what we need to do to put the suspension in. So where are we at? We got the front subframe done, spigot bearing bush is in, the clutch is on and aligned, the bell housing and transmission are on, and we didn't end up needing to make a spacer for the slave cylinder, and the engine bushes that we've got are rubber but they're very hard, so they should be okay. Learnings for today. Fabrication is more about preparation than actually welding. Clutch finger tension needs to be checked and can be shimmed to adjust to ensure proper engagement. Engines have a rotational torque and are basically trying to flip the chassis over the whole time. And now it's time for a budget update. I did some shopping during the week and we are now sitting just over 9k. There is no way we are sticking to our 10k budget at this point, but I'm committed. I'm here. Let's do this. So some of us had a productive day. Next time we are going to have a look at the roll cage to bring it up to spec. We're going to work out that cross member, so we'll have to put the engine in and make sure that it's all sitting nicely. We will put the starter motor on the engine and drop it in and do the header clearance. I'm also going to need to sit down and plan out all the lines and fitting for the fuel and power steering, and I mean water should be okay, but I'll need to work out all the parts that I need to do that. And hopefully we have an update on the tail shaft. If you're enjoying watching us learn the hard way, give it a like and subscribe. In the comments, tell me what the biggest build mistake you ever made, and maybe we'll avoid it.